Hey, welcome back. We're now going to take some time to get into Edmodo. Edmodo is going to look a lot like Facebook, but don't worry, it's completely secure. It is only going to be accessible to the students in this class, and they're only going to be able to see each other. And I will have total control of this Edmodo class, this Edmodo site, and I'll kind of show you this as we go through it. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go into Edmodo. As we click on Edmodo, it's going to take us straight here. Now, you do not have a username and a password yet, so what you would have to do is you have to sign up. When you sign up, you're going to click on I'm a student. Now, I will give each hour I will give them a code. So you can't use this code that I'm about to put in. It's for a specific hour. So if you're in second hour, we'll have a different code than third hour, then fourth hour, then 6 and 8. So I'm going to go ahead and put this code in, and this is code to one of the hours. I'm just going to go ahead and let's make my son here, Wary I for Isaiah. Let's give him a password. Notice I put that in. It said available. If for some reason it says not available, you'll have to kind of play around with it. In your username, I do ask that when you sign up, you use the same username you use to log in to your computer. That way it's all the same throughout your Skyward, your login to your computer, and your Edmodo. That way there's no questioning of, oh, I lost my password, and I can help you out with that. Because they've locked down Skyward quite a bit to where teachers don't have the access to the passwords, and we have to send them to the office. So in order to save time, it's a lot easier to make them all the same. That way I can go into Edmodo and see exactly what is the password and have them help them change it or help them remember what it is. In password, let's just go ahead and make it password. There we go. Email, totally optional. You do not have to put an email in there. Then let's go ahead and put your the first name there. Put Isaiah. And there's my son. He signed up for my class. And I signed him up. So now I have Isaiah signed up. And now with Isaiah signed up, he's in my class, and this would be my 8th hour class. And notice I look in my group, and there he is. He's in my 8th hour class. Now when all the other students are signed up, then they can click on this 8th hour class and see all the other students that are in there. You'll notice it's going to give you a welcome from Mr. Edmodo. It always gives that, just saying welcome to here. But then you're going to be able to get any kind of replies that I send you. And when I get on Edmodo, I have it on my phone, and I can get on there and send messages to the students all together at the same time. I can send individual Edmodo questions. And really, this is a great way to access and kind of let me know, hey, I'm struggling with something, I need some help with it, without having to go through the website or go through email. And sometimes email, I know some students have to go through their parents. This way they can just easily go through this right here and get it to me a lot quicker. Now I'm trying to log in on my phone right now, and I'm going to send a post that will show up on here. And so now let's see here, I'm on my phone right now. Let me go ahead and create a post as I'm going through. And there we go. I'm sending this out to 8th hour students, and I'm sending it right now saying, hey, how are you? And now I'm sending it. And you notice how quickly it's going to be able to go ahead and refresh. And now that I know that I did send it, it's sent. And I'm going to go ahead and refresh my page here. So now there it is. So there it is. I just now sent a message to my son, who's now in my 8th hour class, saying, hey, how are you? And again, I will send notes out, and then see, you can go ahead and type a post back and send it to the whole 8th hour class, or you can send it to me specifically. Now, the great thing about this is when you send a post directly to me, it sends it directly to my email, and I can get it anywhere that I'm at. And I have my phone on me at all times, and there is going to be a time that I will definitely be answering questions in the evening hours. During baseball season, it's a little bit later just because I don't get home in time. But there is a time that I will be able to answer questions, and I will be online, and I will be able to access and talk to you one-on-one if you need to or need help at home. Also, you can always just leave a quick message, and if I can respond to it as I'm on the bus, then I will be able to do that, and it's a much quicker way. Now, the one thing you need to be careful of is I'd only respond to the posts that send it to me, not the replies. Now, if you went down here and you just replied, and this reply would show up on Edmodo, but it's not going to send me an immediate text. That's where I'm going to go every night and just double check the replies, and it may be pretty late when I check those replies, and I may not get an answer back to you if you just reply. So your best bet, if you want a quick answer, is to make sure you put a post together and then send it to me automatically. Just under the send button, send it to me, and then type something in. There we go, hey, and then you send that, and that's sent to me automatically. Now, the great thing about it is it does keep record of all the stuff you send. Me to, or this would be Isaiah sending it to Mr. Ware, and it shows you the timeline. Everything in here is time stamped, so when you start turning in assignments, remember that, because it is time stamped. So if the assignment is due by midnight, then it says 12:31. I see down in the corner my email just popped up saying, hey, Isaiah just sent you a note. So you can see how quickly this really does work, and it's able to go back and forth very easily. And that way I have better access to help out any student that needs a quick jot information, something like that, if you can't find it on the website. And a lot of times, if you do post a question to the class as well, they're going to be able to help you, and they can talk you through things as well. So many times when you type in a reply, that will the other students will be able to see that, and then they're going to be able to help you out and give you some background information or anything like that. Now, about Edmodo, let me show you what we have in here. This is just your main page. A lot of people who are on Facebook, you can see that here's your main page. For the start of the year, I don't want you even trying to change your image. A lot of students at last year, at the end of the year, wanted to start changing their picture profile. I usually hold off for the first couple, 2-3 weeks. Do not change your user profile. Keep the chalk outline for now until later on when we can go ahead and put your actual picture in there. No, I'm not wanting photos of your dog or anything like that in there. I just want to keep it to where it's your face, because sometimes people are the same first name, and it gets a little confusing if you have different icons every 2 seconds, kind of like people can do on Facebook. But we'll get to how to change that at a later date. But let's keep it all the same for right now. So now under here, okay, under here we're going to see, as I move this out of the way, as we see direct. These are all the stuff that comes to me directly. These are the assignments that come to me. So the assignments are right here. Now if I click on assignments, now I haven't given any assignments, so there's not going to be any postings for the assignments. And in here, if I do put an assignment in here, this is where you're going to turn it in. And when you turn it in, we'll show them how to turn assignments in, and we'll go through that in more detail. You go look in your library. Everybody has a library, and this is what I really like about Edmodo. When you are saving things, you can save things under your Google Docs if you have a Google Docs account. you can add to the backpack. So let's say you have an assignment that you're working on for not just science, but for social studies too, and you don't want to carry a USB with you all the time. You don't have to have a USB with you. Now it helps because it's a little bit quicker, but can still do the same part. I go in Edmodo, I add to my backpack, I go and I upload. I go and find my file, I add it to my backpack. So I'll go in here, let's go into some of my documents. Takes a little bit of time here with my computer not responding. And this is why I say it's a little bit time consuming to do it this way, but you can do it. If you just take the last 5-10 minutes of class, which we do anyway, and spend some time to actually put it. So here's some of the study guides that we talked about in the last tutorial about the reading material. So let's go ahead and add that to my backpack. So I open it up. There it is. I see it listed right here as a document, and I add it to the backpack. And so now once I've added this to my backpack, now I can access this from school. I can access this at home. Now, the one thing you do need to be careful of when you're adding things to backpack is what kind of document is it? Is it a Word, the older Word version, or is it the 2010? Is it the newer version? And that's going to be something that you're really going to need to pay attention to when you're doing it. The best way you can tell this is the older version is there's no X at the end. If there's an X at the end, that means it's the newer Word version. This is the older Word version. And there's an easy way, and I will teach the students how to save all their stuff as the older version. That way they can maneuver back and forth, even if they don't have, they still can use the newer version at school, but then they can save it as an older version so they can use it at home as well if they need to. So now here's my backpack. I can save all kinds of items, pictures, all that stuff in here, and this can be, I can add folders, attach folders, and this is where I can turn in assignments if I need to. And again, attaching and turning in assignments, all that will be in a later date so they know exactly where things are at and you can see where the assignments are. Now, under the grades, I click on my 8th hour. This is what it's going to look like. Right now it doesn't have any grades, but this is where the grades will be listed. It'll show the overall grade. It'll show that they turned it in. Now, one thing to remember about Edmodo is I don't use this as the grading source. There's a place on here where I could put all the grades in here and then you could keep a good running grade of Edmodo. But not all the assignments are turned in through Edmodo. Skyward, all the assignments are turned in. I will transfer the score from Edmodo into Skyward, and then Skyward is your official grade. So don't ever think that Edmodo is your official grade. It is not. It is just a place where we go to save our documents, to turn in assignments, and have them timestamped that they are turned in. And then that way I can just go ahead and go on here whenever a student says they have it turned in. I can click on that document. I can see that they have done it and grade it from there. Now I'll go ahead and go back to home profile. Again, back to the home profile. I go to latest posts. This is going to show me the latest posts of what has gone on. Over here it does talk about a parent code, and this would be if you when you type in, you will have a parent code. That parent code will give you access, your parent, to sign up, and they can stay in touch with what's going on through Edmodo as well. And so all the stuff that you put in here will go into your parents' account so they can see it as well. So that would be your parents' group code, and they could be a part of this as well. That way the parents can also interact with me through Edmodo as they send posts, or they can just go ahead and send me an email, which either way is fine by me. Account. into your account settings. This is where the settings are. And again, this is where you can upload a photo, but this is not going to be right away. This is going to be something that we will probably have to get to a point where you get a reward for it. They do have a lot of standard ones that we will probably work up to that you can choose. But then again, if you need to change any of your password, any of that stuff, this is where you would do this. If for some reason you forget your password, you cannot log on. The great thing about this is I have access to all of the students, and I see the passwords and I can change them for them, so it can be very seamless. We don't have to go to the office to get it fixed. Well, this is Edmodo, and I hope it's told you a few things, and hope you have a great year.